Ticketmaster is under fire and taking questions from lawmakers on the State Judiciary Committee today.
Yeah, the Senate Judiciary Committee is looking into the lack of competition in the ticketing industry. Ticketmaster is accused of botching the pre-sale of tickets for Taylor Swift's upcoming Eras tour. As a result of that, ticket sales for the general public were canceled. Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation, blames bots for the issue.
The recent on-sale experience with Taylor Swift, one of the world's most popular artists, has highlighted the need to address these issues urgently. We knew bots would attack that on sale and planned accordingly. We were then hit with 3 times the amount of bot traffic that we'd ever experienced. And for the first time in 400 verified fan on sales, they came after our verified fan password servers as well.
Live Nation merged with Ticketmaster back in 2010 in a Department of Justice brokered settlement. The deal joined the country's largest ticketing company with its largest event planner. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin discussed the fallout of that decision earlier today.
Attorneys general from many states, including Illinois, sued to block the merger. The plaintiffs ultimately allowed the merger to go through, but put in place a consent decree with a set of conditions and divestitures designed to ensure competition in ticketing and live entertainment markets. Unfortunately, that consent decree does not appear to have been effective. In the decade plus since the merger, Live Nation has consolidated its dominant position in the ticketing and live entertainment markets, and the result is a competition-killing strategy that has left artists and fans paying the price.
Dominant, to say the least. Now we're here, and CBS News Congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill to walk us through what's happening around this. It has been a massive issue. Of course, Swifties have led the charge in a way. These issues are not new, though. It all came up with her fans and Taylor Swift's Eras tour, but now Congress is really taking it seriously. What does Congress actually think it can do about the issue, Nikole?
Well, you know, I had a chance to speak with Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is leading and called for this hearing along with her counterpart, Republican Senator Mike Lee. And so, you know, she walked through a couple of potential issues, whether that is looking at this issue of bots, as you heard the executive from Ticketmaster and Live Nation say, you know, they kind of blame bots for being part of this issue for those bogged down and delayed sales, but also really getting at this issue of competition, given that Ticketmaster and Live Nation has such a massive presence within the industry and is such a dominant force. So in terms of Senator Klobuchar, you know, she wants to drill down more on some of these antitrust issues and even suggested that possibly these companies should be broken up again to increase that competition. Now, Ticketmaster on the flip side has said that actually the industry is more competitive, not less competitive, but those are some of the issues that have surfaced today in the hearing.
Nikole, so we heard the blame being passed along to bots. Is that really who's at fault for what happened in that particular case? And like, we're not talking about people not being able to get bread or eggs or things like that, but there is something that's really wrong with the idea of somebody having a monopoly and then people who want to be able to purchase tickets are completely excluded if they're a member of the general public.
Well, again, that is something that Ticketmaster pushed back against, again, arguing that the industry is more competitive rather than being less competitive, that they're not the ones that set prices, and that this bot issue was 3 times what they anticipated. While they did anticipate a lot of demand for Taylor Swift, you know, they argue that that level of bots interference, that really did cause a problem for the company, which made them and forced them to have to slow down sales and led to, in the words of this executive, give customers a terrible experience. And so he apologized for that. But that being said, you know, that is not something that necessarily lawmakers are accepting flat out. Senator Marsha Blackburn, for instance, said that it's inexcusable and that other companies deal with these types of bot attacks. And so therefore, they should be able to figure this out. And certainly in talking to a number of fans and a number of Swifties, some of whom whom were protesting today even, they told me that the company's explanation is not acceptable because in many cases, a lot of these fans lost out on tickets, and didn't really get any proper recourse in their view. So that's why there is also legal and litigation pending against the company for what happened with respect to the Taylor Swift incident. So this is far from being over, but certainly lawmakers hope that this is a first start to at least trying to rectify the issue, not only with Ticketmaster, but with other companies in their view that are too large.
Yeah, that principle of it. All right, Nikole, thank you so much.
You bet.